Hello, good morning. Buenos días, bon dia, bonjour, buongiorno, guten Morgen. Sorry, I do not have more ways to say good morning. Anyway, well, thanks for being here. It is a pleasure for us, and also we are very happy to host this so special annual conference. Indeed, this is the first live annual conference of EARTO after these 2 years of pandemic. So we had to do it 2 years ago, so we had time to prepare it enough. So we hope that now everybody is happy for this. And also many thanks to the EARTO staff in Brussels, the EARTO Secretariat, all the team, and also I want to thank the people from EURECAT that has participated in the organization of the event. First of all, I would like to send a warm message of support to the people of Ukraine, hoping that the war to come to an end very soon. And now, please, let me introduce very briefly, I promise, EURECAT. Most of you already know that EURECAT is a very young organization because it is the outcome of the merging of 8 already existing technology centers 7 years ago. Our integration as one single center, jointly with other important factors as our staff, our governing board, the support of the government, has facilitated us to better implement some of our strategic priorities and goals. The first objective, of course, was to deliver higher and more relevant impact, economic, but also social impact. Nowadays, EURECAT is working with almost 2,000 companies, helping them to improve their competitiveness through technological innovation and knowledge transfer, and helping them as their technology partner of reference in winning these twin transitions. By the way, the topic of today's conference. On the other hand, we are leading more than 50 large research and innovation projects, from European to national and also to regional ones. So these projects are being run in such important and different fields like the batteries of the future, the climate change resilience, or the new generation of collaborative robotics. Not less important is to state that during these 7 years, we have generated 250 high-quality jobs. By doing this, we have attracted talent from all the regions in the world, and we also assure to retain the talent here in our territory. As you can see, we have 4 main research domains and 8 specific fields of super specialization. But another important goal for us was to create a very interdisciplinary and a full cross-sectoral technology center. Because our economy and business sectors are very diversified, but also because we believe that the integration of different technologies, very different technological disciplines and knowledge is a key factor for delivering the innovative solutions and also to achieve the challenges that we are facing. Despite of our rapid growth, we did not want to lose the proximity to the SMEs. They are, indeed, our principal target, and they represent more than 60% of our customers. For these companies, to collaborate with us on innovation activities is a question of proximity and also of confidence. For this reason, we have 11 working sites spread all over our region for a better understanding of their needs and challenges and to keep it in important contact with them. But we believe that we cannot only help them in our territory. We have also to help them when they move abroad. That is why we launched our center in Chile, in South America, because there are so many SMEs and not SMEs in our country, in Spain, that are working there, and we want to be also with them when they transfer the knowledge to other regions in the world. Moreover, the alliances with other actors, stakeholders in general of the R&I ecosystem, is also a key strategy for EURECAT, and the collaboration agreements, joint research unit, and also different coordination of activities, joint activities with some of the most prestigious Spanish and international universities, public research institutes, and of course with other Spanish RTOs, thanks for being here today with us, and also the large industries of Spain, etc., 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 always based on the complementarity of our capacities, activities, infrastructures, and approach, and always looking for the synergies between us. And let me now come to the end of my speech by sharing with you very briefly to some of our learnings that we have had during the pandemic. First, we must never forget to always put the people at the center of our activities and decisions. They are the main and only real asset of our organizations. Second, we need to reinforce our European industry. Only with more industry, more digital, more green, and also advanced industry, we will be able to improve our technological and industrial sovereignty, and we must do it urgently. Finally, and probably the most important lesson, is that the only way to face successfully these challenges is by increasing the collaboration, the cooperation, and the systemic collaboration between all the actors, stakeholders of the European research area. In all these questions, the RTOs must play a crucial role, and we are sure that today's conference will be very useful for discussing these ideas, reinforce these messages, as well as to take decisions and to go to action. So thank you very much. Enjoy the conference. And now I would like to introduce Mr. Antti Vassara, Chairman of EARTO. Please give him applause.
Good morning, buenos dias, and hyvää huomenta. Welcome, everybody, to EARTO Annual Conference 2022. It is a huge delight to see you all here, and I hope you enjoyed the very nice dinner last night and the visit to Casa Mila. We really want to thank EURECAT, our gracious hosts, for hosting us here in beautiful Barcelona, but also it has been great to see the warm, friendly reception that we have received for our colleagues here. EARTO represents really powerful resource in Europe through the 350 RTOs that are EARTO members. We come from 32 different countries in Europe and also beyond. So this has grown to be a network that also already reaches outside of Europe. Now, during the 2 last years, with all the crises, we have proven that research and innovation really is the key in finding solutions, both to long-term challenges, but also then to quick solutions to crises that we face. The pandemic has also shown then that RTOs are really contributing then in terms of practical solutions, but also then that the strategic capabilities, the competencies that we have been building up over long periods of time prove valuable at the times when you need to come up with new solutions quickly. With the war in Ukraine, we see the issue of energy dependencies being raised again very, very concretely. And now these things are again very drastically on different nations' agendas. We need solutions for the rapid implementation of some of these solutions, but also then going forward, climate change hasn't gone anywhere, so we need solutions that really accelerate the green transition. We have also seen in pandemic that what a digital leap we took forward. Very suddenly, many areas of digitalization got a boost, even a jolt, through the need to come up with new solutions, how we can work remotely, how we can work during a time then when physical contact was very much limited. So in that sense, I think that we can be very happy that our annual conference this year is very spot on with the themes that we will be raising today. Twin transition, green transition, and digital transition are the areas that where we as RTOs can support and will support and must support. So if you look at the agenda coming up now during this morning and afternoon, first we will hear from our Spanish colleagues how they see the role in RTOs in supporting their national and regional innovation policy items and supporting then the European agenda. We have a very large number of Spanish members in EARTO, so we can also get introduced then to one of the strong regions in the RTO landscape in Europe here. Then I'm very much looking forward to the discussion on the joint OECD EARTO study. So it has been published yesterday, and some of you already heard a little bit about that in the members' meeting, but we'll hear the OECD analysis on the role of RTOs and its policy implications. And then the rest of the agenda is on looking, of course, concrete examples on green and digital transition that where RTOs are playing a role, and also hearing then from colleagues in European Commission and elsewhere on some of the latest developments. So all in all, a very full agenda. All the topics are extremely interesting, but for the people who are here in Barcelona also, let's use the coffee breaks and the lunches then to network, meet each other, and build that sense of collaboration and trust that we so thoroughly enjoy. Thank you all, and have a fantastic conference.
Now we will receive a message from our Ministry of Industry and Entrepreneurship, Mr. Roger Torrent, in representation of our regional government, la Generalitat de Catalunya. So, please.
Bon dia. És un honor donar-vos la benvinguda a Catalunya, un país compromès amb el projecte europeu, amb tradició industrial i vocació innovadora. M'hagués agradat saludar-vos personalment, però no ho puc fer precisament perquè estic en un viatge per aconseguir una forta inversió, una gran inversió al nostre país, precisament vinculada a la transició verda i digital. Avui el món té molts reptes davant seus, té l'emergència climàtica com a principal preocupació i principal element a les agendes polítiques i econòmiques. I la transició verda i digital és una resposta necessària a aquest repte, a aquesta vocació de lluitar contra l'emergència climàtica, però a més també és la resposta a un creixement repartit, a les aspiracions de progrés i benestar per les nostres societats. I l'element clau en aquesta doble transició, la verda i la digital, el factor impulsor és la recerca tecnològica, la innovació i el seu desenvolupament en aplicacions i solucions productives concretes. Això fa que les institucions de recerca i innovació siguin un element clau, un agent decisiu en tots aquests processos de canvi i de construcció del futur de l'Europa post-Covid, que haurà de ser una Europa en la que sapiguem transitar cap a un nou model productiu. Des d'aquest punt de vista, esdeveniments com el vostre són rellevants, propostes concretes com la que avui materialitzeu són molt efectives per trobar aquells roadmaps, aquelles línies d'actuació que ens permetin compartir en l'àmbit continental, en l'àmbit europeu, solucions que permetin posicionar a l'Europa, però també al conjunt del món, el conjunt de tot el planeta, amb una posició millor per als propers anys. De fet, volem, i aquest és el darrer dels nostres propòsits, deixar un país, un món, unes societats millors de les que hem trobat nosaltres als nostres fills i filles. I ara això passa, insisteixo, per la transició digital, per la transició verda i, sobretot, per la innovació. Per tant, moltíssimes gràcies, que tingueu un molt bon congrés, una molt bona jornada i que d'aquí en surtin, n'estic convençut, idees potents per ajudar les institucions a treballar per aquest horitzó. Moltíssimes gràcies.
Now I would ask Mr. Sarriesgo, General Secretary of Innovation at the Ministry of Science and Innovation, Spanish government. Cuidado.
Gracias. Nada. Thank you very much, Joan, and thank you for inviting me today, which is a real pleasure to see you all face to face in this EARTO conference. Thank you for choosing Barcelona and addressing EURECAT as organizer of this event, because this is very important for us, for the whole country itself. I would like to welcome you all to Spain, to Barcelona, because this is a place full of innovation, as you could see yesterday in Casa Milà. What can we say about this tremendous building that imagine how innovative could be the design, but not only the design, not only the idea, but to put in place in the center of a city like Barcelona a building like this. And this is what innovation is done in the area not only of arts, but also in the technology used for doing all these structures that has not a single straight line in the structure. So for those who know about it, you know how difficult is this and how difficult this had to be at the beginning of past century. I would like also to congratulate EARTO and EURECAT for at last achieving the possibility of having a meeting face-to-face, which is a very good opportunity, as the President has said. Take advantage of the coffee breaks and lunches for having this interaction, which is very needed. Actually, if I can extract one word from what we have heard today and also yesterday, the word seems to be cooperation and collaboration. This is something that is required to solve our problems, yeah? And the problems that we are facing in the last years are, I wouldn't say new to humanity, but the way we have faced the problems from one day to another, from a pandemic to the terrible war that we are having close to our frontiers, and the way we need the solutions we need for solving that. The pandemic has been an example of how cooperation, science, and innovation, and also industry together can at least bring us solutions in a very, very short time, from something that used to take 10 years to have a solution as a vaccine, for example, to something that in 10 months we had one. Yeah? So this is something that doesn't come for sure, I say, just for free, but comes from knowledge, from innovation, and also from the manufacturing capability, which is not negligible in the sense of the pharmaceutical world. In this moment, we are in another situation that we were talking yesterday and today, related with that. We have at least in Europe, we have an expansion because we have these European funds that are putting in place possibilities of doing new things in a new way. And this is something that we are trying to do in the Spanish government where our plans and our first plan of you know that this first 70,000 million euros that are in our recovery and transformation plan, we want to have a real transformation based on these two transitions, but also having in mind that we cannot leave anyone behind and that we have to do it in a fair way, if I can say. In this sense, we are putting in place and talking about research and technology and innovation. That is the thing that we are talking here. We are putting in place two types of actions. One of them are reforms, and in particular, we are reforming our main law of science, technology, and innovation, which is a law that was used to have. I say is 10 years old, and we thought this is the moment to change it. Yeah, and there are three pillars in what we are changing it. One is related to human resources, which is a big problem in Spain because we have had a brain drain during the last years due to the cuts in the budget of research and innovation, and we are redefining this scientific and innovative career. The second one is related to what you're doing here, which is tech transfer or knowledge transfer. And you know that in Spain we have a lack of what is the cooperation between the scientific, the public places where most of the basic research is done, and the companies. And you are in the middle. And this is the reason why we want to support you as RTOs that are very, very important in the ecosystem that we are building. So this part of the reform is the part that is more related to my interest in the ministry, and we are talking to things that we can touch in a law, but we cannot do everything in a law. So the second part that we are facing is related with investments and also putting in place new projects, new things that we need to have for being this cooperation and this collaboration real. As for those who are Spanish or are close to Spain, or you know the Spanish policy in these type of things, we have defined a set of strategic projects that are called PERTES, that stands for something like strategic projects for reform and recovery and transformation of the economy. And what we are doing is that we are defining a set of strategic fields, in particular 10. We have 10 that are already defined in things like advanced health, or yes, it's called advanced health, I don't know, electrical and connected cars, economy of the language, renewable energies and hydrogen, circular economy, up to 10, and aerospace. That is the one that is taken care by us. And also there's an upcoming one that will be approved in short time related to microchips, which is one of some of the other problems that we are facing these days, the lack of that. So these are opportunities for cooperation, these are opportunities for further development, and what we want to do is to generate knowledge, to put in people cooperating together, and generate value. This is the magic circle that I think we all agree on what we have to do, and this is the way we want to go. But of course, there are many other things that RTOs can do for that. In Spain, RTOs are leaders in developing projects, European funded projects. You know that because, as Joan has told us, the numbers, the figures that are amazing, but also the figures that we have in Horizon 2020 in the past framework program were very, very positive, and many of you, I know, that you cooperate among you to get this. So Spain in the last framework program return more than 10% of the budget, which is a lot, and was the fourth country in returning, and the third one in the European Union if we remove the UK. But not only that, but we are also the top country leading projects, for example, which is amazing, yeah? And these are, as you all know, very competitive projects. So something that I have to say is that what we are doing here is competitive. We have talent. We have the required places to do that. So I invite you to cooperate with these Spanish institutions that are that important. And the third thing I want to say is that these institutions are also changing and doing new things that are being very important for innovation related to the generation of spin-offs, the venture building inside their own organizations, maybe in associations or outside the association, as I individually. And this is another important thing because those spin-off companies that are created under the RTOs are normally very deep tech companies, one thing, and for sure they will be transformative companies for the national industry. So this is something that for us, it's another important thing, and we are supporting that through a venture capital, a public venture capital that we are running from CDTI, which is our innovation agency, and that is called EARTO. This is the name of the venture capital, where we co-invest with private money to put in place very risky projects that have a very sometimes long-term and very important and a value to put in the future. So I invite you all to cooperate among you and also to take Spain as a good place to do innovation, to build ventures, and to start new companies and new projects. For sure, we have challenges. Now we have the availability of extra funds, so we need you all on board. So count on us, count on the public administrations, and particularly on the Ministry of Science and Innovation, where we are your allies. Thank you very much.
I forgot also to give the welcome to the people who is following the conference online. So good morning, everybody, also. And now we will have some words from Ms. Margaret Vestager. She is Executive Vice President for Europe Fit for the Digital Age and Competition from the European Commission.
Dear President Antti Vesara, dear all, good morning. And thank you for inviting me to speak today. We will soon enter the 4th month of Russia's aggression against Ukraine. This is an unjustified war that has changed Europe altogether. In record time, the European Union has taken decisions of an unprecedented scale. Putin's aggression and cutting gas supplies to some member states definitely show the urgency. We have to become independent from Russian fossil fuels. We have to work with reliable partners. And we have to produce much more renewable energy here in Europe. For this purpose, under the REPowerEU plan, we have proposed a set of urgent measures to diversify our gas supply, accelerate the rollout of renewable energies, and build our energy independence. This war comes after 2 years of coronavirus pandemic. To exit the crisis caused by the pandemic, we have mobilized 1.8 trillion euros for 7 years. This is the biggest recovery package ever financed in Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, despite all these difficult times, we have now a once-in-a-lifetime chance to emerge stronger by making Europe greener, more digital, more resilient. We can deliver this ambitious transformation if we make excellent research and innovation one of our key priorities. We also need a speedy rollout of new or improved technologies across the EU. It is here that research and technology organizations play a major role. Working closely with industries, large and small, and with public authorities, you are essential actors in developing the essential technologies in Europe. You're instrumental to finding quick and good solutions and innovations, but also to ensure a quick rollout of our twin green and digital commitments, whether it is in semiconductors, AI, robotics, or emerging digital technologies such as quantum and graphene. Some European RTOs are actually worldwide champions and absolute pioneers. This is thanks to their excellent expertise in leading R&I domains and are strategic for our future. I think about, just to give you a few examples, Fraunhofer or CEA, which are active in so many domains of the future like hydrogen, or IMEC on semiconductor technologies, and VTT, the Finnish Technical Research Center on sustainable textile fibers, just to mention a few. Let me say a word on semiconductors. There can be no digital nor green transition without them. The pandemic revealed the weaknesses of our supply chain and the extreme global dependency of semiconductors on very few actors in a complex geopolitical context. That is why we adopted the CHIPS Act, a very targeted measure to confront the shortages of chips and strengthen Europe's technological leadership, from the laboratory to the manufacturing. Securing the supply in the most advanced chips is today not only an economic priority for the European Union, but also a geopolitical one, and it requires your involvement. This does not mean, of course, that all our supply chain needs to be produced in Europe. It means that we must be wiser. We must strengthen the potential of our own capacities. We also need to do more, to have more flexible tools to react quicker and to better tailor our funding. This also means to be more strategic when it comes to research and innovation cooperation. That needs to be based on reciprocity, especially with countries that have similar capacities as the European Union. We have to find ways with our partners to invest together in R&I, but also to ensure reciprocity. And this is what we're working on in the Trade and Technology Council on AI, semiconductors, and hopefully also on quantum. This is what we're doing also for the green technologies and solar panels or the Catalyst Fund. To further drive the green and digital transformation of the European industry, we have also undertaken an intensive review of our existing state aid rules for RD&I. We need to further facilitate investment into breakthrough technologies and innovation in a way which does not distort competition on the internal market. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank EARTO for contributing to the public consultation process of these rules and engaging in a fruitful dialogue with my service. We have a huge opportunity to build back better, stronger, and more robust Europe. We need to use this momentum to advance as quickly as possible on the enormous transition that we have ahead of us. And we need RTOs to continue playing a central role in this endeavor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Vestager. And by this, we are finishing the first slot of the agenda. And now I ask the guest star, Muriel Adané, to move to the next session. Please, Muriel, the floor is yours.